Well, welcome everyone to Conversations with Dr. Harriet, and right here on the Power Network. So I'm so excited for my guest today is Taja Mcrae. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm so happy that you are here. I am so happy that you're actually my first guest on Conversations with Dr. Harriet on the Power Network. And
Yeah,
so today we are going to be talking about coaching. And
yeah.
so I'm calling this show Coaching with Taja Mcrae.
All right, I like that.
Well, let's get right into it. You know that a lot of people are talking, it's kind of almost like a buzzword now these days on coaching. I have a coach for this, I have a coach for that. So tell us, first of all, what is coaching?
Well, that's a good question, and you're absolutely correct. A lot of you heard that word coaching a whole lot nowadays, but there's a lot of definitions of coaching out there, and I know people really don't want to hear the book definition of coaching. They really want to know, how is coaching going to benefit me? Why should I coach? So, when I think about coaching, I'm like, maybe I should just tell them about, how I got into coaching. And, that can tell them what coaching is. So, several years ago, I knew nothing about coaching. I used to hear that word all the time, life coach, but I really wasn't sure what it was. And so, by profession, I've been a counselor for almost 20 years. And then, I woke up one day and I was like, there's got to be more in life for me. So I started, thinking, what can I do that I still want to help people, still want to be able to make them better, influence their lives in any way I can. And so then I was reading somewhere and I saw coaching, life coaching. So I began to research it and found out all of these things about life coaching. And I was like, okay, that sounds like me. So then I had my husband. My husband was my number one cheerleader. He was like, okay, you can do this. You have these dreams and goals. What is stopping you from achieving those goals? And so we started to tap into things that was inside of me. And that's exactly what coaching does. It helps you reach your goals in life. That a coach doesn't necessarily give advice or doesn't necessarily counsel you, but what a coach does is they listen to you. They listen actively and intuitively, and they try to pour those things out of you that you didn't realize that you had in you. Like my husband helped me discover all of these things about me. And that's what a coach does. They help you to discover areas of your life that, you didn't even realize you had. They help expand your thinking. I should say we help to expand your thinking. And, we use a lot of empowering questions and just helping you be aware of so many things that are out there. A lot of times we do things that are in our subconscious, right? So coaching brings the subconscious to the conscious so that you can intentionally make decisions. You can intentionally work to achieve your goals in life. And then a lot of times people get stuck. They get stuck in the area and they can't move forward. So as a coach, we help them move forward. We help them find out what are some of the blocks that you have in your life or some of the limiting beliefs that you have that is keeping you from moving forward and keeping you from achieving your goals. So I would like to say a coach is a cheerleader. A coach is someone that listens to you. A coach is someone that encourages you, motivates you, and empowers you.
Okay,
That's
I love that. Yeah, I love that. So, you know what? Most of us who have kids or actually have been in athletics ourselves, we all had a coach. We had a coach to help us, to lead us, to guide us, to show us
absolutely,
the right way to go.
absolutely.
Most of them did show us the wrong way to go and help lead us into the right direction for success. And that's exactly what I think a coach does in our lives. And so now, if we're not all talking about athletics, I mean, it's so many different coaches that we can get. I mean, there's a ministry
Absolutely.
coach, there's a coach for your, if you need help with marriage, if you need help
Absolutely.
with finances, one of the big
Oh,
ones is motivation.
right.
With your health. I love that exactly. And I think a coach for me, I think that it holds you accountable to
Yes.
have someone. I know people who have coaches helping them write books.
Right.
So it's like, and you may have a couple of different coaches for different things in your life. But
Right.
I think a coach does hold you accountable. That's one of the main things I think that a lot of us need because, it's so easy to get distracted. You start on that book and you're like, okay, I'm going to write 10
Right.
chapters
Right.
today.
Right.
And
And also,
you haven't written any.
and a coach also gives you, they use techniques and they give you skills and strategies to help you get to where you want to be. And they do a lot of follow up with you too. So you're absolutely correct, coach. And a new thing, I won't say new, but it's new to me, is leadership coaching. A lot of executives, they get coaches
Tell us a
from
little bit
us.
about that
Yeah,
leadership
so
coaching. Okay.
yeah, yeah, so a lot of what I'm seeing lately is a lot of corporations, businesses, they do executive coaching and they get a coach to come in and maybe coach their whole team or coach their leadership team or even coach, themselves on how to be a better leader. One thing that is very popular is called the Energy Leadership Index Assessment. And that is an assessment that assesses an individual's level of energy. It shows them how they show up on any given day, how they show up under stress. And it also is an assessment where it assesses how their employees see them show up every day.
Wow.
Right, right. And so and
That's
I'm
good.
actually a practitioner to do that, to the energy leadership. And with that, they're able to make intentional changes. They're able to manage their energy level and use it in a way that works best for them. So I love using the energy leadership index to help bring awareness to things that people didn't even realize. We come into a room, we're a leader, we may walk into our staff room and act a certain way and not even realize how we're coming off to people, not realizing how our energy level really, really can change, make or break an atmosphere, make or break a team. So I think it's important that you understand how others view you, how others see you, and so that you can make any necessary changes to help build your team or to help make for a better team and to lead your staff to success. So that energy leadership coach is really, really,
Love that.
I want to say awesome because, that's what I do. So I love it. And I've
Yeah.
seen it be very effective.
I
And
love that. Yeah. And so even in ministry, we need to know how do we come across with people? Are we how we lead people? I mean, sometimes I've been around leaders that make you feel like because you haven't arrived, then you're so less than. And that's
right,
not the way it's
right,
supposed to
yeah,
be,
mhm,
because you weren't always like that.
right,
I think that part drives me so crazy
right,
whenever I do hear leaders, and I don't care if it's in ministry or if it's in business, that treat people like they've already, always have arrived. They've
right,
always been there, and that's not true. And
right,
so something like that would help them as well. So for a person who is in their area and they're watching today's show and they're saying, wow, I need a coach. I need a leadership coach. I need a energy leadership coach. I need a ministry coach. I need a marriage coach. I need a finance coach. I need a motivation coach. I need a coach to help me, you know, write this book and get this book published. Where do they go?
yeah.
How do you find a coach who can fit your needs?
Right, right. So there are so many coaches, just like you just stated, out there. And sometimes, if you know what area you want to be coached on, it makes it a little easy for you to do your research on the internet or social media or even through friends or word of mouth. But sometimes you don't know what areas you want to work on. You know that you want to do something different, but you don't know. I like to call that intentions. we have a whole lot of intentions in life. And a lot of times we don't have the action to go with the intentions to get us to where we want to be. So there are even coaches like life coaches that help in that area to help someone um, just understanding what they want to do in life, what direction they want to go, what their purpose is. And then you have, like we've already
Relationship, yeah, relationship
relationship
coaches
coaching,
to help with your family, to help with your siblings. I
co-workers,
mean, just
yes, anything, even
coworkers.
husband and wife, even intimate relationships. But I think the best thing to do is finding that coach that um, relates to you, finding that coach that you can gel with, that you connect with, and finding that coach that you really feel like cares for you and want your best interest at heart. So, the internet is a great place to start. There are, you have LinkedIn, you have a lot of these social networking clubs, and you can look in any of those. But I believe the best way to find a coach is word of mouth. You want to, it's nothing like going to a coach that a girlfriend told you, oh, this coach was great. This is how, they helped me. They changed my life. That is the best way to find a coach, in my opinion. So that's how
That's
I
true.
found.
Yeah, I think so. That word of mouth, and even if you are on Facebook or Instagram or any of the social media and sites, or even LinkedIn, which is a business site, just go on and ask some friends.
Right,
There's always lots of people out there who would love to have your business. Maybe someone may be starting out, someone may be, more experienced. It's just whatever your comfort level is. And so,
absolutely.
yeah, just encouraging people to find a coach and go for it. I have a friend who is an author coach, and she is amazing. I mean, she pushes so many people with their books, and not only to finish writing their book, but to get it published, and within months. And it's so crazy that she sent me a huge package not too long ago as a gift, and she said, "Just thank you." She said, and it didn't even dawn on me how many people I had sent her. I was like,
Wow.
maybe I should be doing this myself.
Right.
Because I sent her so many people, and they have books out, and and there are people who come around. They're like, "Oh, my book is so great. Thank you for referring." I was like, "Oh yeah, I did refer you, didn't I?" But that is true. But she does that. I mean, and she's one that she pushes and she makes sure that you are held accountable. If you say you want to do it, she's going to help you all the way to the end. And so I think that's what a good coach does.
Mhm.
And that referral is always good. But now, what
Right.
about for people who say, "I think I would be a good coach. I think I'm an expert. I would be a good coach in this." How would that person start their own coaching business themselves?
Well, there are a lot of coaches out there. Not all of them have the education behind them to coach, meaning they haven't gone and completed a coaching program. Um, However, it doesn't mean that they are not effective in what they do. I would believe that if you want to start your own coaching business, I believe that getting some kind of education behind you helps, because although you may be good at giving people advice, you may be a good listener. And when you go to school, you learn certain skills. You learn certain methodologies to use. You learn certain techniques that can help you be a better coach. So there are a lot of different programs out there, depending on what fits your budget, depending on what fits your work schedule. You just have to, do some research. And then if you have been coaching for a while, because we have a lot of people like that have been doing it, but not necessarily call themselves a coach. And they figure out, well, maybe I should turn this into a business. I'm doing a great job at it. Um, there are a lot of coaches out there that will help them start their business. So look into it, right? Like you said, there was an author coach. There are coaches out there to help people start their business, coaches to help them um, with their achieve some of their goals. There are certain goals that I even had, when it came to me starting my business, I wanted to make sure that there were certain things that I did and put in place before I actually stepped out there. So they are, finding a coach probably would be a great asset to you when starting your business in coaching.
Right. And I know that there are quite a few of the universities, even 2-year programs on coaching that you can go to. You can get, there's a lot of certification. Gosh, I mean, just Google it. That
Right.
you can be certified. And, I think that that's
Absolutely.
good to have that behind, your name as well, just to be certified.
Right.
And so people know that, you most likely at least know part of what you think you're talking about.
Right. Right. And
You
the
don't
thing
want just a name because I think people, they're so dependent. I mean, people come to, and I know you get that too, not only in your business, but even being a first lady, people come to you and they just feel like you have all the answers for them. And a lot of people are hurting. A lot of people are going through a lot. And we have
yes.
to be responsible. It's just not
Right.
just a name, just to say, oh, kind of a
Right.
buzzword. I'm a life coach. I'm a
Absolutely.
relationship coach. I'm
Absolutely.
this coach. I'm a that coach. But you really need to be responsible, and just to know that people's lives are at stake. And when
Mhm.
they come to you, they're
Right.
coming to you for help. And a lot
Yeah.
of people may be on their last leg. You never know. And so
Never
it
know.
is something that we have to take, seriously whenever we put that behind our names,
Mhm.
that we can back up what we're talking
Right.
about. And I
Right.
have no trouble, I've never been certified as a life coach, but I do a lot of that, in my business. I counsel quite a few people, but I am quick to tell someone, hey, you may need to check out a real counselor. You may
Right.
need to go see a professional.
Right. Right.
There's some things I can't help you with. I can hold you accountable and help push you and
Right.
show you, how to reach your purpose, and
Right.
show you what your strengths are, and to
Right.
how to expand on your strengths. But,
Mhm.
sometimes with a lot of mental issues that are going on, you may need more help than a
Right.
counselor. And we have to realize, as coaches, and as in our position, that when it's time, okay, we're going to need for you to see somebody a little bit more
Absolutely.
than what I can offer.
Absolutely.
Is that correct?
Absolutely, because there's a difference between a coach and a therapist. And mental health is one of the big things. And when you're coaching a client and you see that there's some, although as a coach, I go deep, but when you see that there's some really, really embedded issues going on that may be more on a mental health side, I do the same thing you said, Dr. Harriet. I say, you know what? Go to counseling and then come back to coaching. Or I've even coached them as they were in counseling, because the therapist can deal with the mental health side of it. Whereas a coach, I can deal with the goals, the actions, I can deal with the thought processes, I can deal with the motivation. But you have to get that mental health side in order to, in addition to being able to be coached effectively. So yeah, I do the same thing. I say, okay, you need, go to a therapist. I can still help you over here, but as far, and I'm a counselor, and so I try not to mix up the two, because I deal with mental health issues as well. But sometimes I do find that I could be coaching, and then the next thing you know, I'm counseling. Then, I can go back and forth. And I think some of my clients really, really appreciate that. But I still know when, okay, you need a little bit more, you need some, intensive therapy. That's one area that I know is not what my education is in. So, like you said, I don't try to tap into it because I don't want to mess anyone up.
Right. We stay in our
Steer them the
lane.
wrong way. Absolutely.
I have no trouble. I'll stay in my lane.
I stay in
This is
my
not an
lane
ego.
too. Absolutely. I
This
don't know
is
it
not
all, and,
burden.
and I'm okay with saying I can't help you with this one. So
That's
absolutely.
right. That's right. Because some people, they need a coach, and some people need prayer, and some people need therapy. So
And some people need all three.
some people need all three. Exactly. Sometimes I need all three. So you know, add me to the bunch.
Right.
We're talking about coaching today, And we're talking about not only a coaching for yourself or even how to be a coach. I want to go back to what we were talking about with leadership and energy um, management. What we were talking about earlier, I know you called it a different name that you had it. What was that?
I call it Energy Leadership Index Assessment,
Okay.
but that really comes under the core energy coaching. And what that actually is, there are a lot of different coaching methods out there. And I think that the methods different coaches use is what set them apart from, and to help you determine what type of coach you would like. One of the methods that I use is what's called core energy. That's actually coaching from the inside out. On the outside, we look good, we made up, we dress nice, we even know the right things to say, but our insides are, I want to say, jacked up. Just to be honest, we have a lot going on the inside of us that hasn't been dealt with. So core energy coach, it helps you identify and shift your energy to where your energy can work for you. Your energy can help you in your leadership skills. It can help you even on a day-to-day basis. You know, it empowers people to dig deeper, to dig into their core, to help them figure out, now, what is going on? Why can't I um, finish this college application that I need to finish? Why can't I find have a good relationship? Why can't I get a promotion on my job or even build better relationships with everyone else? I've tried so many things, but it's just not working. It's because they haven't dealt with their core, that thing that drives them to do what they do. It helps you expand your mind, as I mentioned earlier. It helps you see things from different perspectives. You
Okay,
know,
so
that
if someone is looking for that, they need that in particular, what type of person, what actually coach, official coach name do they need to Google or research if they need that particular one? And
TajaMcrae.com.
there you go.
I
There you
have,
go. That's what I'm looking for. Exactly.
I have a huge passion in that core energy. And I don't know if it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm a counselor at heart as well, but I have seen how tapping into your core has really, really changed lives. One of the things that I say is um, real change brings about real. Okay, now I done drew a blank.
That's what happens.
That's right. But what I'm trying to say is, when you tap into that inner core, when you tap into those things that may be inner blocks, may be limiting beliefs, when you tap into all of that and deal with that, that brings about real change in your life. And not this superficial change that doesn't last. And it also makes you feel good about yourself. It helps to raise your level of consciousness. And that's what I really, really love about it. It focuses on getting to the root of the matter. So,
Right.
right. And that's one of the certifications I have is I'm a master practitioner with the Energy Leadership Index assessment. So, I have experience in it. I have the education in it, and I've even, done it myself. So, and I use it a lot. How we shift our energy from one energy level to another energy level, because we do what works for us in that moment, or we do what will help us get to a certain place in life. But I mean, it's amazing. It
It
is.
really is. I love that. And so we're encouraging our listeners today to make sure to log on to www.tajamcrae.com and all of her contact info is on there, her email that you can email her and ask her questions if you like, and just and find out what type of a coach you need. I'm sure that she probably can handle most of everything that you need that she can handle, but you can resource them out if you don't do it yourself, correct?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And go to my Facebook page and like my Facebook page. And, I'm on Instagram as well. So I'm here. I'm just waiting on you.
Okay. And then another thing, I know we're getting ready to close, and I'm going to give you the last word to encourage our listeners for today and viewers for today. But also, as well as we want to make sure that people know that sometimes you may need a coach just to go to the next level in what you are. We're getting out of our 20s and 30s. It's different than when we get to our 40s and 50s. And then it's different when we get to our 50s and 60s. And, and it's okay to change how you feel, to change what interests you, to change what motivates you. And it's okay to find a coach to help you transition to the next level on whatever you're doing, a career change or whatever it is. It's okay to find a coach, and it does not mean that you're weak. It does not mean that you have any deficiencies, but you may just need a little help to push you to that next level. So that's what we're encouraging everybody to get a coach or to be a coach yourself if you can help other
Right.
people. So, in our last couple of minutes, I just wanted to give you maybe 2 minutes to just encourage on whatever you want to say to all of our listeners around the world to encourage them.
Okay. Just in what you were saying, Dr. Harriet, getting a coach is an investment you make within yourself. And a lot of times we invest in um, our career, we invest in our kids, we invest in a whole bunch of things, but we don't take the time to invest in ourselves. So when you really are serious about making a true change in your life, get a coach. Um, you know, Empower yourself. You just don't know how much you have in you that's lying dormant, that and how much more you can do in life. A coach helps bring out all of that. And I know I'm talking with my hands, but yeah, a coach helps you discover things that you didn't even realize you can discover. I like to say the sky is the limit. Whatever you can imagine, you can achieve. You just have to believe. You have to believe in yourself, and then you have to know what your strengths and your weaknesses are, because knowing that will help direct you in the right direction. It will help steer you, I should say, in the right direction. So if I can encourage you, I encourage you to try to be the best person you can be. When you think you've arrived, try some more. Dream bigger. One of the things that my husband says in church, if it's something that you can do yourself, then you're not dreaming big enough, because
Oh,
there's so
wow.
many resources out there. There's so many people that you can connect with to help you just achieve your goals in life, to, just get out there and dream, and make those dreams come to pass. So I just encourage you to dream bigger, think bigger, expand your mind, change your thoughts, believe in yourself, because if you don't, no one else will.
That
So
is so good.
yeah, so just step out there, do the
Love
impossible.
it. I love that. I absolutely love that. I want to give a shout out to your husband, Bishop Derek McRae, as well as your church. Tell us your church name
The Experience Christian Center.
and
Yes,
your website.
the website is www.eccorlando.com. Yes.
Great. Well, thank you again for being our special guest. Conversations with Dr. Harriet and our special guest, Taja Mcrae, right here on the Power Network. We'll see everybody next time.
And
Thank
thank you.
you.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much. God bless you. And best wishes. Also, they need to contact you to speak at their conferences.
Yes, I would
Gosh,
love it.
anywhere. Yeah, she would be a great asset to your conferences as well. Okay. Well, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Conversations with Dr. Harry on the Power Network.
Thank you.
Bye.